All right, guys, we're gonna find out our next reading. I was supposed to be getting ready, but you know what? What's one more, right? The Six of Swords. So this would be Gemini. I'm almost positive it is Gemini. We did Gemini yesterday, but I'm a Gemini, so let's do a Gemini again. If that's what Spirit wants. I mean, hey. Let me just double check to make sure. Oh no, it's Aquarius. Aquarius, this is your reading. Thought it was Gemini. And yeah, Geminis must be 8, 9s, 10s. All right, so Aquarius, this is your reading. Please know that when you are meant to watch this, you're meant to watch it, meaning that our energy, it pulls things. It'll pull you to things, away from things. So just know that when you're meant to watch this video, you are meant to watch it. All Aquariuses cannot be going through the exact same thing that all the Aquariuses are going through. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. That means don't make it make sense, okay? This is a general reading, so if you want a reading that is more detailed and specific to you, I can definitely just message me or DM me, whatever. Okay, so we have the Death card in reverse that flew way out into left field. So I don't know if there's an ending that's coming or an ending that's tried to come. We'll get to the card later, but it seems like because the way it flew out in left field that it was unexpected, whatever's going on here, Aquarius. Okay, let's see what else Spirit wants us to know. What is it that Aquarius needs to know right now? I do my readings a little bit differently. I'm not here to tell your story. I tell you the meanings of the cards and what they're trying to say, and then you make sense of it, okay? I will never ever recycle my videos. I don't know why people do that. I decided to do tarot again because some of these readings are just unbelievable. I think we're in March and or April, and they're talking about last June. I'm like, what? So yeah. Okay, so here we go. Well, Spirit definitely wanted you to have more cards than usual because I don't usually do this many cards, but we do what Spirit wants because this is the name of their game, right? Okay, so then, all right, here we go, guys. All right, Aquarius. Nice. People with OCD, I'm gonna tell you right now, I am not perfect. I do not pretend to be perfect. I will never be perfect. I am not your reader if you have OCD because I am so clumsy. I'm a Gemini. I'll try my hardest, guys, but I'm authentic and I'm real, and that's all that counts, right? So let's get your reading. So this is the Death. The first card is the Death card. This is Scorpio energy. It is in reverse, meaning it's on its lower polarity. This is major arcana, so this is basically, it doesn't mean somebody's going to die. These cards mean so much more than what they are shown, and that's what basically tarot is trying to teach us, to start thinking outside the box, start looking at something in a different way, because there's a deeper meaning to everything than what is superficially on the outside. Okay, so this is number 13 in the major arcana. So because this is reversed, all major arcanas that are reversed is a lesson that you are going through. So 3 plus 1 is 4. You're going through the Emperor lesson, so we'll do that at the end of the reading. So like I said, this is Scorpio energy. This can, when it's in reverse, because it's on the lower polarity, it can mean an actual death. Doesn't necessarily have to be a person. It could be anything. The death of a dream or the death of a goldfish. You know, like, just take it as it resonates, okay? But it's involuntary change, okay? So it means that, like, it's the change that you did not want or what you asked for. It's a change that you didn't ask for. It's also kind of difficult. So this is what Spirit wants you to know. Fear, having fear about death, it poisons us. Okay, so what they mean by that is that when we sit there, like, we know it's inevitable that we're gonna die, right? But if we sit here like, I'm gonna die, yeah, we're gonna die, I'm gonna die, and we just like delve in that so much so that it poisons us. Okay, so then that's worse than death itself, right? So it stunts our life, because then we're the fear of that ending, then we'll be afraid to live. Okay, so that must have something to do with your mentality right now. Okay, you might be overthinking the wrong things. You might be stuck in a mind loop, or in a cycle, or in a rabbit hole that is not serving you, meaning that there are some things that we, it's important for us to delve into, but not that. Okay, so whatever it is that on your mind right now that is not serving you, that doesn't do you any good, meaning like if we sit here all day and worry about death because we're gonna die, does that help it? No, because it's gonna happen anyways. It's not helping us right now in this moment, and it's not gonna help us when we do. So that's what they mean by that. So there might be something that you are worrying about too much, and I'm not saying death. In itself. What I'm saying is like there's something going on in your life right now where you are overly just you're too much in the thinking process of it. You are actually in a mind state of whatever you're thinking about is not serving you, okay? Because you can't change it. We can't control. There's some things we cannot control. That's one of them. So that whatever happened in left field that you this change or transformation that's happening that you weren't expecting and you didn't want, we cannot control it. That's what they're trying to tell you. So it's inevitable. It's not anything it's out of your hands. It's not anything that you can control, so you need to let it go. Okay, so that's why. So something needs to come to an end, but you're not allowing it to come to an end because you are like, nope, I don't want this, and I didn't ask for this, so I'm not going to let it happen. We can't do that because then we're stunting our growth, okay? What's meant to be is meant to be, unfortunately. Sometimes, it hurts us. We're humans. We have human desires, but what we don't understand is that sometimes what we think is good for us is not good for us. Or sometimes we think that what we want is what we want, but that's just what we want at that time. God has shown me so many ways, or the universe has shown me so many things that I thought that was it, and then something else better comes along. I'm not saying it's going to replace what's going on. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you have to give it a chance because it's inevitable. We cannot control it. This is not our game, okay? It's God's, spirits. We go through what we go through for a reason, so we have to let things happen the way that they're supposed to happen. We cannot stop them or control them, okay? So then we have the Six of Pentacles. Pentacles represents our air signs, or earth signs, sorry. You're an air sign. Earth signs, which is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So you could be dealing with an earth sign. And sixes on the tree of life, they're very beautiful. They're the center of the tree, and if you think about what's in our center, our souls and our spirits, right? So you can see right here, this guy is feeding the poor, okay? He's got a lot. There's something that he has a lot of, but so he's kind of like, it's like charity almost. But it also could be breadcrumbing, okay? So just take it as it resonates, however it fits with you. Somebody might be breadcrumbing you. So you see how he's paying attention to this person and not that person? But I bet you paid attention to that person yesterday. Somebody might be breadcrumbing you, so pay attention to that. So Six of Pentacles is the moon, which could be that there's something in the dark that needs to come to light. And then Taurus. So Taurus would be like a commitment, or it could also be, you could be dealing with the Taurus. But this is the Lord of material success, okay? So this is like sharing, or spirit is sending a gift to you. You might be using they might be using you as like a channel to give a gift to somebody else, but there's certainly abundance here, okay? So just take it as it resonates. They could actually be, if there's somebody in your life, they might be using you as a vessel to have that person learn something. So just, what that means is that when we feel like we need to do something or say something, do it, okay? That's spirit in our ear, or Jiminy Cricket in our ear saying, do this, do that. And oftentimes, everybody that we meet in our lives, they're there to, we learn something from them, okay? Relationships, we learn more about ourselves in relationships, and every person we meet, there's something to learn from them. So always just listen to your intuition, because you could be being used as a vessel for spirit to help somebody else along the way. Okay, so that is the Six of Pentacles. And also, like I said, it could also be breadcrumbing. You could have somebody that is paying attention to you one day and not the other day. Pay attention to that, okay? So that's why he's not evenly distributing this. He's all worried about this person when he probably was feeding this person yesterday. Or he's like, no, you know what? You're not worth it. I'm going to feed this person. Be mindful of that. Pay attention to that, okay? Even if it's not something that you want, or that change that happened, that person is now paying attention to somebody else and not you, and you're like, no, this isn't going to happen because I don't want it to happen. No, it's inevitable. Love yourself. Nobody can ever love yourself more than you love yourself. So make sure that that's not what's happening to you, okay? Keep your eyes open, be aware, be perceptive of what's going on around you, okay? So now we have the Knight of Swords. This is fast, right? The knights, all knights in the tarot, they're moving. You can see that, right? And the swords, this is the fastest one, okay? This is air signs, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And you can see like the lightning in the background. So this is where like somebody there comes in head on, right? So you might have jumped into something before you thought about it, or you know, you're taking everything head on. Well, what happens when you take everything head on? It hurts, because you're going to slam into something because you're not taking your time. You need to slow down and take your time and know what you're really getting yourself into. Because oftentimes, like I said, we think we know what we want. It's the time, oh, look, it's all shiny and nice. And then next day, it's not even what it was before. It's all dirty, and there's where the shine's gone. It was just like a skewed perception, if you will. So sometimes we see things for the way that we want to see them with our rose-colored glasses. And when those glasses come off, the truth comes out. So slow down. Know what you're getting yourself into, okay? Because then you can stop this from happening, okay? Because what I mean by that is that when we take our time and we are fully involved in a situation, we'll know what's going on with that situation. We'll know the person and the who's, what's, where's, when's, why's, right? But when we don't, and we rush into something, and then this abrupting comes to an end, that's when we're trying to control it to stop it, because we don't even know what we got ourselves into, right? We didn't take our time to figure it out or find out, and that's why this is happening. Okay, so if we take our time and we know what's going on and we learn our lesson and we're more mature, more level-headed about it, when this happens, we'll know why. Okay, so we can't fight the universe. That sounds ridiculous. Like, we're here in this is their world. We're in their world. We cannot fight them. If something needs to change or to end, it needs to change or end. Okay, we cannot control that. So this is the Knight of Swords. Like I said, be mindful of what you're getting yourself into and slow down. What is your rush? Everybody, I always say this. This is my favorite saying in the whole world. Everybody's in a hurry to go nowhere. Everybody's in a rush. And I know it's because we feel like, well, we're going to die. Like, oh yeah, we're going to die, but we're not going to die today. So stop and smell the flowers. Know what you're getting yourself into. What is the point of rushing through everything and not enjoying it? It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. Okay, so slow down and know what the journey that you're getting yourself into. So the Knight of Swords is curiosity. Okay, this is Gemini energy, and it's yearning to learn, or you're searching. All right, so this person's charging forward. It represents a ravenous and searching mind. Okay, so I showed you the clouds in the back, and it shows eagerness. Okay, trying to find the truth about something, or curious mind, yearning to learn. Okay, so you might be trying to find something out, find something out. Slow down, because you might miss the answer. You might pass it right up. And then what? It was all for nothing, right? So slow down a little bit. Now here's the Knight of Pentacles. Interesting how the Knights and Knights came back. So this is the air, and this is the earth. You are dealing with an earth sign. Okay, so right here it's telling me that you're trying to charge forward really fast. And this Knight, this earth sign, stopped. Now this is the slowest Knight in the whole deck. Not only that is he slowest, he's in reverse, meaning that he is not going towards you anymore. So you're trying to rush forward, they're stopping. There's no equal balance here. Look at the scales, right? That's because he's feeding this person and not this person, right? So you're like, what's going on? I want to know what's going on. And they're like, no, I'm not. You might be scaring them off, honestly. Chill out, relax, slow down a bit, okay? And look at this. Looks like somebody made a wrong decision. Like, oh yeah, look at all these choices, but do you ever really see what's in these cups? There's Medusa. It's a snake. This is where we get ourselves into something that maybe we shouldn't have gotten ourselves into. Maybe the choices at the time seemed shiny and glamorous, but when we looked closer, it's a disaster. It's chaos. It's not anything that's good for us. See that? Aquarius, what'd you get yourself into? Okay, so anyways, let's go back to the Knight of Pentacles. So, Knights are fire, Pentacles are earth. This is the Lord of wild and fertile land. This is Virgo energy, so you could be dealing with a Virgo or just an earth sign. So this is seeking self-knowledge. Either you are or they are, and whatever energy, just, take it as it resonates. But in reverse, this is the Jack of all trades, the master of none. Okay, so he never really found himself. He's yearning to learn, or it could also be like perfectionism. Virgos are known for perfectionism. I don't know what their concept of perfectionism is, because there is no perfect. If everybody's definition of perfection would be the same exact thing, and we do not all look at things the same thing. So I don't even understand what is perfection. Like, there's no one truth to that. So if that's you, keep that in mind. If you ever think about that, well, I'm perfect. Well, to who? I mean, yes, we are all perfect in our own ways, and we are perfect in somebody else's eyes, but not everybody's, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so yeah. Or, you know, it's also that the jack of all trades, master of none, meaning that he's getting involved in everything. That he can never be a master at one thing, because right when he gets into something, he's getting into something else. Right? So either that this is happening to you or you're doing this to somebody. So remember, we often mirror our counterparts. Okay? So, interesting. This knight is very solid, but in reverse, he's not being solid. So, you know, whatever you have yourself into, I think that maybe you need to let that change happen. Okay? Don't fight that, because it's just going to get harder for you. And it doesn't seem like this is going in your favor anyways. So it's, you know, don't get out while you can. You know, if this just started, get out while you can. Don't delve in something that's not serving you, and you already know that early on. So anything happens from here, hey, you know, you swim with the sharks. You know that you're gonna get bit. So it's just like, or no, that you're not really, because sharks don't like the way we taste. But that was a terrible analogy. Terrible. Let me rephrase that. When you get into the kitchen, you could get burned. I don't know. Just, you know what I mean, right? So don't play in the water if you don't want to get wet. That's better. Okay. So that's basically like, you can get out of the water now, dry yourself off, and get out of there. But it's your choice. God gave us free will. But just know that Spirit's trying to tell you something here. You need to pay attention to it, okay? Now, this is the Seven of Cups. Cups represents our feelings, emotions, and relationships. So this could definitely be, you know, with an earth sign, something in a relationship sense. Sevens are illusionary success. So what does that mean? It means that this is not what it seems, okay? And you don't even know what it is, because you rushed into it too fast. And now it's trying to end. It's trying to change, and you're like, no, wait. Well, yeah, because you don't know what's going on, because you went in head on, and then they just abruptly stopped. Can you imagine that? A horse that's going 100 miles an hour, and the other one just stopped. Are you guys on the same level? You guys in the same lane? No, you're not. Right? No. So, anyways, this is, if you can see here, this person like, oh yeah, look at all these, you know, choices. Which one do I want? Look at what's in the cups. This is when you're not making the right choices. This is when you're not really seeing things for what they truly are. You need to open your eyes and see things for what they are, because that Spirit's trying to tell you. They're trying to let you know. You know, we can't be naive in everything. We have to start opening up our eyes. We have to start knowing what we're getting ourselves into, and the only way we can do that is when we slow down and take our time. Know who we're getting involved with, and don't just, you know, oh, it sounds good. Oh, yeah, because he can manipulate, or because he can make it sound good, like selling you a dream. It doesn't, actions are speak louder than words, and it's just, you know, don't get yourself into something you can't get out of, okay? This is the moon in Aquarius. This is your card, Aquarius. This is the Lord of Unstable Effort. Now, why would that be Lord of Unstable Effort? Because you rushed into everything. How could it be stable? There's no way. There's no way. So this means that efforts are unstable. There's problems due to instability. Maybe using you. This person may be using you. Or poor me victim. Maybe you're like the poor me victim mentality. Like, how do I choose to stop? And no, I don't want this to change. Why are you feeding them? Poor me, I'm starving over here. Like that, okay? Swords are a mental suit. So this is self. You're trying to justify a behavior. You're trying to get away with something. Or they're trying to get away with something. Okay? Take it as it resonates, guys. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So the Queens are specifically good at something. Pentacles are earth signs. You have to be dealing with an earth sign here, because it's all air and all earth. And then one relationship, of course. So Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So she is specifically, all queens are specifically good at something. So she is specifically good at making things work. So guess what? This is in reverse. And it's on the lower polarity, meaning that it's not going to work. This person, this Queen of Pentacles, this earth sign, whatever this is, they will work their fingers to the bone. They can manage. They'll manage with very, very little, very few. When it's in reverse, they're not going to do that for this situation. It's not worth it to them. It's not worth them working their fingers to the bone for this. And I don't blame them, because of the fact that, like I said, this was too fast. It was too rushed. They don't even know what they would be working their fingers to the bone for. That's why you need to take your time and slow down. It's for your benefit. You can't rush things and think that you're going to keep somebody that way. That's not the way that it works. You actually push them away. So, you know, slow down. This is your world. Everybody else is just in it. Okay. Know your worth. Know what you're getting yourself into. When they start paying attention to somebody else, you do not chase them, because they will run like the Dickens. I promise you. If they don't know your worth and know that you're worth feeding, then walk the F away and find somebody who will feed you. Okay? You cannot make somebody do something that they don't want to do. And the more that you try to make them do that, the more they're going to resist and pull away. Okay? So whether this is you or it's happening to you or with somebody else, whatever, however this resonates, just please know that when you can end this and shut the door, shut the door. Okay? If they want to come walking back in that door, that's up to you. But you need to shut this door, because you need to set boundaries. Okay? Otherwise, it's never going to go anywhere, and it's going to go completely downhill from here. Okay? Queen of Pentacles. So she is Earth, Capricorn energy, playing the hand that you were dealt. That's her key phrase. Playing the hand that you were dealt. So in reverse, there's cheating. Okay? Cheat to get what they want, or not playing the hand at all. Like I said, they've abruptly stopped. This is the grandmother card, so takes care of her home, and it's best businesswoman. So, you know, I don't know how to break it down any more than that. Spirit wants you to let this come to an end. There's change in here, and it's for, sometimes we don't know that it's in our best, but it is. Look at, there was a decision that was made. So that earth sign had somebody else, and they were like, oh, what should I do? See that? Juggling. They're unstable. See that? And look at, do you notice how it's a dunce? It's not a king or like somebody significant. It's a circus dunce. And they're like, oh, well, I'm sitting here trying to juggle these two. What should I do? Well, a choice was made. Okay, and we clearly can see what happened. Now, this is the Six of Swords in reverse. Sixes are the tree of life, are very beautiful. Swords are air signs, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This is your card, Aquarius. This is like moving to calmer waters, but it's in reverse. So that means that you're not moving into calmer waters. This person has chose a different route, a different way. So it's basically telling you that they were juggling somebody else. And it may not be a person, okay? Just take it as it resonates, because not every Aquarius is going to go through what every Aquarius is going through. They could have been juggling a job or a hobby, or should I do this or not do this? It doesn't have to be like that person's cheating on you. Don't call them and say, you're cheating on me, because everything is different. Every story is different. But what I'm saying is that they're choosing something that is... So there's things here that are not... They stop moving forward. You're rushing forward. You're not letting change happen. Clearly, this is breadcrumbing. Bad, you know, the choices that are, even no matter what is chosen here, it's all not going to be good, because the choices that are in here. And that's because this was all rushed. This person's not going to invest in that or fight for it or anything, because it's not worth it to them. That's whatever they're juggling, okay? And whatever this is, they didn't choose you or choose this relationship, I mean. Not because of anything wrong with you, it's them, clearly, right? But you cannot allow yourself to get into these kind of situations. You cannot. Sometimes we do on accident. Yes, we're human. We screw up. Lesson learned. But love yourself. You need to love yourself more than anything else in this world. None of this is worth it if you do not value yourself. Value yourself first. Love yourself first. Okay? And then, so this is basically not moving out of calmer waters. Okay? If you're wondering. We'll go... So, Six of Swords. Because it's in reverse, like I said, it's like you're not moving into a calmer water. It's actually going to be the other way around. So, it's Mercury in Aquarius. Like I said, this is your energy. This is the Lord of earned success. This isn't earned, because it's too fast, right? So the journey's not going well, abandoned process. Something is off in whatever path that you've taken. You need to reassess. Could be stuck, indecision, doubt. Like I said, you know, like that path, that person or you're no longer going down that path. So that's because the choices here were unstable. Anything else that Aquarius needs to know, Spirit? And the best answer, the best response to something like, you know, is none at all. You know, keep your dignity and, you know, Don't let somebody ever make you feel less than, because you're worth everything. And if this person doesn't see that, then they're not meant to be in your life. And that's clearly just what it is. There's nothing wrong with you, and there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that they don't see your worth. They can't. You guys move too fast. You're 100 miles ahead of them, and they're stopped. They don't even know where you are. So how could they even know you? You know, how could they even see you? That's what I'm saying, right? So here's the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Not see all the, yeah, you can't make this up. Look at a heartbreak. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry if this hurts, but if it happened, if you didn't know this person for a long time, I hope that you don't feel like that. Because if that's the case, then there's something deeper than that's going on here that you need to really dig deep in and find out what that is. Because a person that you just meet and rushed into something really fast with, it should not be this much sorrow and heartbreak, okay? It's probably stemming from a deeper wound that you just put a Band-Aid on that needs to be healed, okay? They probably just ripped that Band-Aid off, but that wound was already there. So the Page of Pentacles. Pages are announcements or messages. This is in reverse. Okay, so if you're expecting a message from them to maybe give you clarity, it's not that. Don't hold your breath, because it's in reverse. The Page of Pentacles is earth and earth, so it's like consolidation. Consolidation is like putting it into one, taking two and putting it together for one mass. So that's not happening here. Okay, it did not bring together, couldn't make it work. There's no change in home, work, or busy, or body, money. So basically, this you could not bind this together. You couldn't bring it together. Whatever this was, it could not come together, and it didn't work. Okay. Next one is the Three of Swords, which I don't think I need to go over this. It's heartbreak. It's, you know, those swords cut deep. Maybe it's just that, I don't know. I wish I could give you guys hugs. Saturn and Libra. So Saturn is a planet of karma, and that is karma. So the bad karma on what happened with you is that you didn't value yourself, and you rushed into something, and you didn't know what you're getting yourself into. That's the bad karma in this, okay? So now you can close the door. You can let it end, okay? And stop torturing yourself with this, because this is not, now it's just you're allowing something to happen to you that's not good for you. So you need to love yourself more, so that these swords can fall out and they can heal whatever wound is inside. You need to figure out and dig deep and find out what this wound is, okay? Because I don't think that this person caused this wound. I think that they triggered this wound and they ripped that Band-Aid off, and now it's bleeding again. But that wound was there, and you need to heal this, okay? So that next time you're not even in this situation, because you will love yourself more than ever putting yourself in a situation where this person thinks that person deserves that food and you don't. Do you see what I'm saying? Don't, and I wish I could give you guys hugs, but you know, this happens to everybody. We all know what this feels like, and that's why I take it so personally, because it just happened to me. And I've learned through this process that I need to love myself and never get myself in this situation ever again, to ever let somebody ever treat me less than, ever. You know, it's a learning process. So please take it in stride and know that this happened for a reason, for you to love yourself and heal that wound, so that you can find somebody that can love you and you can love them back, okay? So the Three of Swords is Saturn and Libra. So Libra is also justice. It's the Lord of Sorrow, okay? So justice and harmony. So understanding that there will be suffering, okay? There's compassion, there's understanding, sorrow. Use it for growth, okay? Wisdom that you just gained, okay? Just whenever something happens to us, we can't stay there. A lot of people stay here because they're hurt, that sorrow, the grief, they can't get over it. Instead of looking and realizing that this is a lesson that I needed to learn, and that's why this has happened to me. Unfortunately, even if somebody says, don't touch it, it's hot, we're not going to believe that it's hot until we do it, until we touch it, and we burn ourselves. That's when we learn, and that's when we grow, okay? So this had to happen, and it had to happen because of the fact that you need to heal this wound, okay? So now we have the World. So this is like the final or complete. This isn't complete, okay? Because it's in reverse, and so it's 21 in reverse. So this is the lesson. The 2, 1, 3. This is the heartbreak, right? So I told you that's the lesson, that you need to heal those wounds that cut so deep. So on a lower polarity, it's making some mistakes. You made some mistakes, right? You maybe feel like it's the weight of the world. It's very heavy. Can't seem to apply what was learned. I just told you how you need to look at this, okay? So just stop, slow down, and meditate. Think about what happened and why did it happen. Okay, you cannot stop things from ending or changing, but you can change the way that you react to this. You can change the way that you handle this, okay? And that the only thing that you can do is handle yourself. You cannot change this person. You can't make them change their mind. It doesn't work that way. I'm sorry, we can't. You have to let go of that control. You need to apply what was learned, and it was not accomplished. It was not completed, right? And then we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. Crazy how we had it in upright and now it's reversed. Why is that? That's kind of... Why are we going backwards here? Maybe because the situation went south is all I can think of. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of... And for it to be the last card, too, is kind of crazy. So the Venus is Scorpio, the Lord of illusionary success. So there's quicksand, dragged under by seduction, right? So they basically manipulate the situation or for their own whatever, okay? So, but then what? They found somebody else and now they don't need you. You know what I'm saying? So you got brought into a situation where you should have loved yourself more and known that this person was not good for you and that this was inevitable because it was too fast. Quicksand. When I remember I said that. Quicksand, dragged under by seduction. Addiction, could be addiction or all of this you thought would make you happy, but it's actually extremely harmful for you. So, yeah, I mean, that's your reading, Aquarius. Please watch this reading again, okay? If you need to watch it again, but Spirit is with you. And, you know, you can ask for help, but know that, you know, everything that falls in our lap is meant to. Everything that happens is meant to happen for a reason. And this is meant to happen for you to start to love yourself more and know your worth, and don't ever put yourself in a situation like this again, because these people, it's never a waste of time, because you as long as you take what you're supposed to take from this and learn from it and grow from it, it's not a waste of time. But if you keep getting into situations like this, then it is a waste of time, because you need to heal this wound, okay? Once this wound is healed, then you can love again, and somebody can love you again until this wound is healed. When it's not, you cannot be in a healthy relationship because you are not whole. Okay, you need to be whole first before you can be in a healthy relationship. And when you elevate and you heal and your frequency rises, these kind of people are not even be able to see you because you're so high, you're so up there, highly elevated. See what I'm saying? And remember, Aquarius, nobody can ever love you more than you love yourself. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Love and light.